on Beauty in Black. This is episode 4 of season 2. Listen, a whole bunch going on here. Okay. First thing when they open up, you got Galinda. Galinda's son, Giovanni, has actually showed up to the club. And he's trying to get into Galinda's office to get paperwork because he got some mess up his sleeve. Here it is. We found out later on in the episode, the club is in Galinda's name. See, that's the thing about money laundering. Money laundering, it's always an involvement with a bunch of different people, and you'll never know where what goes, But the club was in Galinda's name. And her son then found that out by going at some of the paperwork that was in her house while they was trying to get things together to bury her. They doing GoFundMes and carrying on. Meanwhile, she owned that club. On paper, she owned that club. She knew if she ever tried to press that issue, okay? But was what it was. Her money was basically kind of under the table. If you really got into it, Galinda was probably on Section 8. They ghetto as hell. She probably was on Section 8, child. But the son done seen too many things that opened up what's really going on, and he wants to sell the club. So he's trying to get in her office to get to her paperwork and all that. So they just kind of threw that out there. And I'm sure that, that's just opening up for more storylines. So I'm sure we have not seen the last of Giovanni with his cute little self. I said, but you got to be careful, Giovanni. You don't know who you dealing with. He told me, I'm going to get my lawyers. I'm like, wrong group of people, Giovanni. Wrong group of people, baby. You got to watch yourself with them because they're going to have you floating in the Hudson, baby. Then they introduced us to another little Latino couple, and they're young. We found out later on the little girl, her name is Young Thing. She is only 18. She's only 18 years old, but the two of them, they're in it just like Kimmy and Rain, and they got their whole little thing going, and they're like holding hands, and they're so in love. And I'm like, oh God, I just felt so bad for them, but I knew they were showing them to us for a reason. There definitely is a reason. So I'm like, okay, so we got them, and I said, I'm sure we're going to see more from them later. Charles is back at doing what it is that he does. And Charles is down at the club, being drunk and being high and being a pawn. And there's the little guy floating around there. He's seen him, and he realized who he was. He recognized him from before, this, that, thing, and the other. And he's like ready to go set him up. So he's like putting things in motion so they could set Charles up. I'm like, Charles, come on. Do you never learn? You get all high up and you get all drunked up. And then the next thing you know, you're horny. And then you be wilding out and you're not paying attention to what's going on around you at all. And the drug thing is, I don't know what's with them and them drugs. Well, you know what? We found out later. Olivia is the one with the real, the little thing going on. She that addictive personality. She was a drunk back in the day. So I don't know if she did some stuff with some drugs too, but that's where that old addictive personality come from, their mama. But Roy too. Roy, the drugs overtakes all his thinking. All sense goes out the door when you shake a little coke, shake a little ass, shake a little coke. He can't think straight. And it's the same thing with Charles. And Charles really is in a bad, well, both of them. I mean, Roy had been pushed out a window and all kind of stuff. And it's always sex and drugs. They just can't see the forest through the trees. Just get all screwed up. So I didn't think it would be this soon that the stuff from Sylvie actually got put into motion. And there was a doctor that came in, and basically Horace and the doctor talked about everything. And the doctor said, we've tried everything. We literally have tried everything. We've tried everything, and we just can't, ain't nothing we can do. And he gave her the information from Sylvie. And she said, "Oh, I've heard of this. This, that, thing, the other." She said, "And I talked to you about it before." She said, "I talked to you about it before, but you didn't want to hear it." And he's like, "Yeah, that's that bullheadedness." He didn't hear her, because he wasn't listening. He was too busy giving orders. And so Thailand's too far. Thailand is too far. So he's going to go to Italy. So I said, "Come on, Sylvie. Come on, Sylvie." She is, Nessa. She is. She's very intelligent. She's a pretty little thing. And I told y'all that I thought that it would be a situation where he would just fall in love with Sylvie. He's going to fall in love with Sylvie because she is so innocent and she's not broken. Even with the little bit of stuff that she's gone through, she's not broken. She's not broken. And Kimmy is smart as hell. Kimmy's smart as hell. Kimmy is literally Mallory, but just from a different area. She's just as smart as Mallory. She's just as vicious as Mallory. If put in the right setting, Kimmy and Mallory will be like this. And it's coming. Y'all just keep on watching. It's coming. Them two going to be head up if Horace has his way, because Horace is going to make Kimmy just as bad as Mallory, because Horace made Mallory. Horace literally took hold of Mallory. He loves his daughter-in-law. He loves his daughter-in-law where he don't love his son. The son is literally a disappointment. And his wife is everything that he would love for him to be, Just a mess. But he loves that Mallory. He loves Mallory. He don't trust her because he knows what type of a bitch that she really is. And Kimmy is very much that as well. Kimmy is very much that as well. I love that whole dynamic. He going to make her unstoppable. The two of them is going to be something else. It's going to be Diane Carroll and Joan Collins all over again, just depending on how long Horace lives. But I think we get ready to have some luck with Horace living. I think Horace is going to get over there to Italy, and I don't think we get ready to get rid of Horace no time soon. No time soon. So Olivia, her drunken behind, done accused Mallory of sleeping with Varney and makes them drive her home. And then she tries to get up on Varney. She done pulled his coat open and looking down, trying to see the package and all that. She gonna say, "Well, you's a big old..." I said, "Girl, Miss Olivia, you thirsty old bitch." Baby shit, but listen, it is what it is. That Varney he's something serious. He's something serious. He is something serious. So she's trying to get with him. He's basically playing her off. And that whole exchange was a mess because she really tried to leave Mallory at that restaurant. I said, "Olivia, you are doing the most. You are doing the most." She tried to leave her there, but they drove her. She left Mallory in the car. I said, "Girl, you really left her in the car. You was going to go in there and screw him. And she could just wait, and it don't matter how long it take. She just sit out there in the car." I said, "Olivia, her drunken behind is a mess, a whole mess." So, let's go back over here to Angel, where Angel was sitting on them steps. So Angel done got his stuff together, that went on about his business. The girl, Angel's baby's mama, her brother came in there and kind of brought her up to speed where she could kind of listen and say, "I don't have time to explain all of this, but just know there's some serious stuff going on. Angel's still alive, and Angel told you, no, somebody's on their way here and they're going to kill you if you don't. We got to go right now. I'll catch you up to speed later on, but we got to go right now." And she finally was able to hear what was being said with her goofy behind. So he got her on out of there. So that was good. Now, then we look around and Horace actually has Angel. I said, okay, here we go. Here we go. He got there and Horace they got him on this medication because they're trying to get him together so he could do this plane ride over to Italy. And he literally is leaving in the morning. I said, shoot. You say Miss Olivia is dangerous for any young man. Thank goodness Varney isn't in. Right, because she'll put him in the bag. What she told, she said, you want to get in the bag, nigga? She's too much. And just as drunk. Oh, just as drunk. I said, oh my God, honey. She is just, she's too much. But I mean, she's like Roy and Charles meshed together in a female. She's, ooh-wee. Everybody be scared of Horace, but Norman is treacherous, and so is Olivia. Ain't none of them to be played with. Seriously, they're really not. And the more we go, the one that's really a joke is Roy. Everybody else really got something for you. Roy is just vengeful. But as far as action go, child, Roy is dead. Yeah, just Horace on that medication. Horace is looking at Angel like, so you really are an angel. He's like, you really there? Like, boy, stop it. You ain't really there, and no, you ain't done died yet. It is what it is. So he got him and all of that. That was a whole big old mess. Whole big old mess. I said, Lord have mercy. So he there at the hospital with him and everything. Last thing that we actually see in this episode, because this one was pretty quick. Last thing we seen in this episode, he literally took, and Charles was in the bathroom. He got lured into the bathroom. The guy done got him to do coke, and it's a wrap. It really is a wrap. I'm like, Charles, really? We doing this? We doing this? We're doing this. Seriously. So stupid. So stupid. Always so damn high. Always so high. Just ridiculous. But the little guy got him in there, and I'm like, the way his movements weren't even, you know what I mean? I was like, no, he wouldn't have been able to lure me up like that because all the red flags was there. But again, drug-induced, liquor, you just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. Last thing that Mallory said to Varney, she said, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing, I think, if Varney does it. She told him, why would you drive? Because they're in Indiana. They're in Indiana. And, you know, if you've ever been, like, if you know anything about Chicago, it ain't all that far. But it's far, like driving home type of stuff. So they're in Indiana. Varney lives downtown in Chicago. So we talking about an hour, like maybe an hour, maybe a little over an hour to get home from where he's dropping Mallory off at, you know, out on the grounds where the houses are. And she's like, go on down there and stay at Charles's house. Why would you drive all the way back into Chicago? Just go on down there. He's like, but then your father-in-law is going to see my car and this, that. She's like, my father-in-law is in the hospital. So ain't nobody going to see your car. Go on down there and it is what it is. She said, you wouldn't worry about that with your father. I said, oh, God. But again, it's that same thing. She was giving him good advice. And the timing is good because he needs to be there. Because if they get back to Charles's house, I don't see good things happening. But a mess. But again, keep in mind, she's not your good Judy. She's not your good Judy. She's an employer. And she just mean and she ain't to be trusted. So just watch her. Watch her. All right, y'all. So that's basically it. Episode 4 wasn't you know, a whole bunch. So listen, I'm gonna end this here, and I'll come back and we'll do episode 5. I'm all in. I am still all in. I saw somebody say something to me about Project Runway in here. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. I'm preoccupied right now. I'm really preoccupied right now. And Project Runway is kind of at the bottom of the list. I got this. I got Beyond the Gates. And Beyond the Gates is every day. And I actually have Miss Deb's House. I'm still watching Deb's House, but it's the episodes aren't all out. That's once a week too. So I don't know, but Project Runway has kind of fallen to the bottom of my list, but I'm not saying that I'm out, but I just can't. Yeah, it just ain't the time right now. It ain't the time. Sit, room shaker, shut your mouth. We only on 4. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing. But I'm going to hang this up. I'm coming back. We're going to do episode 5. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Come back. Come back, room shaker. But don't go ahead of me. Don't go ahead of me. Because I want to see it. Because I know how they be getting down. I want to see it, how it goes. I still have to send you my picture for hair inspiration. It's SpillitBoy@gmail, Brittany. SpillitBoy, take the TV off. Just SpillitBoy@gmail, baby. SpillitBoy@gmail. And for all of you all, since I'm throwing them out there, for the cruise, for my crew, my May 2026 cruise situation, if you want information on that, that is the email for that is treasurertravel@yahoo.com. So that's TREZURTRAVEL@yahoo.com. So those are the 2 email addresses. Okay. All right. So I'll see y'all shortly, and we're going to do episode 5. Okay. All right. Bye.